Since Golden State went up 3-1 in last year's finals, LeBron has been unstoppable against them, averaging 35, 12, and 8. And Kyrie has dominated Steph, averaging 7 more points and twice as many assists. But the Warriors signed Durant. LeBron is 18-4 against KD in his career. These Warriors cannot beat LeBron and the Cavs. And those are just the facts. I'm Nick Wright. Everything Broussard said's correct. And what do these 12 teams all have in common? Let me read the list real quick. The Bucks, the Blazers, the Mavs, the Nets, the Sixers, the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Hawks, the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Heat, and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's 12 teams. It's almost half the league. What do they all have in common? They have all won a playoff game more recently than the LA Clippers. The new king of LA. Oh, until the young prince Luca DONČIĆ comes and starts a coup. All you had to do to avoid Luca in round 1 was beat Oklahoma City. You still would have been able to duck the Lakers in round 1. You'd have gotten Portland, a Portland team you're undefeated against since signing Kawhi. Instead, you signed up for more of the Slovenian torture chamber, and this is what you deserve. No. The Clippers are under more pressure in the first round than any team in the league. If they lose in round 1, Brandon, guys are getting traded, guys are getting fired. That's a fact.
This year.
If the Warriors make the finals, they can't beat the Cavs. Like, we know that now. Like, this is...
Don't be saying we. Speak for yourself.
How do we know that?
Yeah, how do we know that? Because I don't
We
agree.
watch the games.
I watched that game too.
Yeah, but and you watch the final 3 games of the finals, when all of a sudden,
Different team.
you know, you're right. To beat the Cavs, it's a worse team. You don't have Andrew Bogut, who's a rim protector. You got a guy, Kevin Durant.
Don't have
Kevin
no
Durant's,
bench.
you know how many days of his life Kevin Durant's been better at basketball than LeBron James? 0. And he knows it. He knows it. Every day Kevin Durant's woken up on this great planet of ours, he's said to himself, I'm better than everyone in the world at one thing, basketball.
The only thing could have been worse for
LeBron
Kevin
James.
Durant.
All right, so what's good, y'all? So after Game 3 and Game 4 of the Mavericks and the Clipper series, I just wanted to say real quick, before I even talk about that real quick, I was talking to my dad and the people that I was talking to, everybody was saying, oh, Mavs in 4, Kawhi's ass, Paul George's ass, the Clippers are who we thought they were. Same thing with Nick Wright, right? Kawhi can't lead the team. He can't lead the team to a championship, even though he hasn't done that already. Because, you know, it's not like Kawhi Leonard has never done that before. When the Clippers went down 0-2, everybody was panicking. Oh, the Clippers are done for. They can't handle Luca. Yeah, it seemed like they couldn't handle Luca, but that whole team was hidden. All right. And the thing about Luca DONČIĆ, and the thing why, once again, I like Kawhi Leonard, is still in my eyes, I still believe that he is the best, the guy to look at as a leader. People say that he's not a leader. That's Rajon Rondo. In my eyes, Kawhi Leonard is still the leader of that team, man. He has been balling. That nigga has been balling out of fucking control. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard. Hey, shout out to Kwame Brown. Shout out to Kwame Brown, too. But when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, him not being a leader and him not being able to lead his own team, he's trash, he's overrated. The man is shooting, 73% from the field, 71% from the field in the playoffs? Like 59% from 3? Averaging 34, 33 points a game? What the hell are you niggas talking about? And everybody was talking about, oh, once they got down 0-2, I had to say this. Do we not remember what happened last time Kawhi Leonard went down 0-2? Did he not dominate the MVP, the most dominant player in the league? Wasn't LeBron James. That was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Did he not do that? Was he not the best player on the floor? Did he not take those guys out? Did he not also, before then, take out the Philadelphia 76ers down 2-1? Did he not do that with Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Jimmy Butler? Did he not take those guys down and then go beat the Warriors? Oh, the Warriors were hurt. Injuries is a part of the game, man. And with Luca and Kawhi Leonard was hurt throughout that playoff run, but no one wants to acknowledge that. He played through it. When it comes to the playoffs, man, everyone's injured. No one gives a fuck, man. If you're out there on the court, you get it done. That's why Kawhi Leonard is one of the, in my eyes, the best leader to look at on the floor, to have out there on the floor with you. Chris Paul is up there too. I'd have to give him credit. But I say it's more like a co-leadership between between Kawhi Leonard and Rajon Rondo, because Rajon Rondo is an extension of the coach on the floor. But that pretty much not pretty much, but that is Kawhi Leonard's team. He's just not the one that's gonna, really say much. And sometimes you need that. And when it comes to the Clippers, with them being down 0-2, you didn't see him flip out. You didn't see him try to channel his inner Michael Jordan. We didn't see none of that. He maintained his person, his calmness, and he kept balling. He kept doing what he did. And you see what happened. Once again, shout out to Kawhi Leonard. He is the best player in the playoffs. Once again, he is the best player in the playoffs. In 2021, Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the playoffs. If you disagree, look at the fucking numbers. The man is averaging 31 on less than 20 shots a game. On 20 shots, if not less than 20 shots a game. This man is balling out of control, bro. And once again, people talking about, oh, Luca's hurt and wooty. When Kawhi Leonard was on the Raptors and he was limping around, he wasn't putting his head down. You can see that Kawhi Leonard was hurt. He wasn't playing at 100%. He was still running with kind of a limp, and he still dunked on Giannis Antetokounmpo. He still clamped his ass up. He still dominated him and was the most dominant player Jimmy Butler and throughout the Philadelphia 76ers series and throughout the Warriors series. So what are you guys talking about? With Luca DONČIĆ, we see what happens to him. And Skip Bayless has kind of started to touch on it too, how he started to channel his inner LeBron James. Oh, I'm starting to grab at his neck and shit like that. I started to peep that too, because he's not a great leader as well. Luca DONČIČ is a phenomenal. And with the baby bird comparison, no. I say his dominance on the floor, his effectiveness like on a team, to get them to the playoffs and how effective he is, I would say, that's a good comparison. But when it comes to the way that he plays the game of basketball, no, that's Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is Baby Bird. Stop disrespecting Larry Bird. That is not Luka Doncic. That is Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic. My bad. But once again, you don't see Kawhi Leonard lose composure, start to get down and start blaming himself and looking down and starting to deflect. Luka Doncic is doing that. And those guys have lost confidence. And I was talking to my dad before the series. He said, no, I lost all respect. And, for those guys and those Clippers, they got to win me back. Don't forget what happened. Kawhi Leonard is about that fucking smoke, man. Don't forget who Kawhi Leonard is. People said, oh, they ducked to avoid the Lakers. And now you see Luka Doncic is lighting it up. He has it out for him, and they're going to pay the price. And yeah, sure. Like I said, Kawhi Leonard wants these boys. He wants that smoke. And you see now that Luka Doncic is losing, that this team doesn't have the confidence anymore because they're going up against a real championship DNA team with Kawhi Leonard and Rajon Rondo and them boys. Serge Ibaka and those boys. Now that they're going up a real championship DNA team who doesn't get down on himself and came back from they were down 19? 22 points in the first quarter? And Luka Doncic was balling in Game 3, so I don't want to hear, oh, he was hurt. He played phenomenal in Game 3 while he was hurt, so I don't want to hear that. You go out there and you get it done. And he played fucking atrocious in Game 4. He played terrible, nigga. You can't hit a free throw, but he's Baby Bird. This the dude who y'all said Kawhi Leonard was scared of. Kawhi Leonard can't guard this dude. Yeah. So anyway, getting off of the rant, let's get into what happened when people were saying everybody, once again, they counted Kawhi Leonard out. Give this guy credit. He wants all that smoke. He didn't duck no Lakers. People said he got lucky to beat the Mavericks last year. He went and they went and picked out this team. He's like, no, that's who we want. People gave us excuses for beating them. We're going to take them out. Then next, who do they have next? If the Jazz win, Well, they're going to win. They play the Jazz next, who is the best team in the NBA, the best team in the Western Conference. So they'll take out the top competition and then go on to play the Lakers, with allegedly 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA, the defending champions. Kawhi Leonard is about that smoke. Stop disrespecting this man. Now let's get to it.
Thank you to Navy technician Dominic Taylor and all of our active and former military.
Now, before we get to it real quick, you see what Kawhi Leonard stayed aggressive. Paul George stayed aggressive too. These guys were playing phenomenal basketball. They have been playing out of their minds. And you see they had to put they had to put the Nephilim baby Bodan Bogdanović into the game. You see that they had to switch it up and to adjust to what the Clippers were doing. The Clippers came out and played small ball, which they finally did, which what Tyronn Lue finally did, because it wasn't just favor anymore. He finally made an adjustment. It was, better late than never, but I look at the numbers. 9 for 20 more. Fucking atrocious, Luca Doncic. But you're Larry Bird. You went back up 2-0, and they call you Larry Bird, and Kawhi Leonard, these guys were down and out, right? Everybody counted these guys out. Once again, give Kawhi Leonard and these guys their credit. All right? But once again, getting back to what we've seen is they started Nicholas Batum other than Ivica Zubac. And who else did they have out there? Who was the other dude that they had out there? So when they would switch on Luca Doncic, it was Nicholas Batum, and you can guard somebody who has quicker feet and can contest the shot, and has quicker lateral movement. So you see what the Clippers did is they adjusted and they forced the Dallas Mavericks to adjust, and the Dallas Mavericks can't guard a fucking soul. The Dallas Mavericks are in trouble. You see there, and they were clearly attacking Luca Doncic. Luca Doncic can't guard Kawhi Leonard. People are saying, oh, Kawhi can't guard Luca. Luca can't guard one of those guys. Rondo, Reggie Jackson. These guys are in trouble, man. These guys are great front runners, the Dallas Mavericks. And we see what the Clippers did behind. Once again, like I said, they're going to give anybody problems. They have nothing to lose, but they have everything to gain. This Clippers team has nothing to lose, man. Everything is everything. They have been the laughing stock of the NBA. Everybody's been joking about these guys. Everybody's been saying they're not mentally tough. Have they not shown you that coming back down 0-2? But we see why that is. They finally made those adjustments, and because of Kawhi Leonard. This man is balling out of his fucking mind, and they've been attacking Luca Doncic. Luca would attack Ivica Zubac. They're going to attack Luca Doncic and this man, Bojan Bogdanović. The the Nephilim or the Seraphim baby is what I call them.
Members on this Memorial Day. We are going to take a turn back to some basketball where Clippers...
Look, and when you do that, and look, they can't guard a soul. They can't guard these guys.
Hey, this is suddenly a series, guys. After pretty unimpressive games 1 and 2, Clippers responded with a win in game 3. Then last night in game 4,
So, are we not going to talk about that? We were talking about the playoff P bullshit, but we're not going to talk about this, huh? We're not going to talk about them choking. We're not going to talk about them having a chance to put away the Clippers. Up 22, up 19 points in the first quarter. Balling. Luca Doncic came out of hand. What, the first 9, 10 points? Came out there balling. But we're not going to talk about that, huh? Of course not.
they blew out the Mavericks. And that series now all squared up at 2 games apiece. But where was Luca?
Yeah, where was Luca? Where was Luca? Luca's supposed to be the guy who can't nobody on this team guard him. I see Mavericks in 4. I don't see the Clippers winning the game. What happened with all of that? Where the fuck was Luca? Where were the rest of these guys? They finally made an adjustment is what you guys see. And it hasn't been, and people were saying, oh, Kawhi Leonard is not that guy. Once again, so you see it's not Kawhi Leonard. He's been balling phenomenal this entire series. It's not Kawhi Leonard. It's not Paul George. So it was the coach. It was the system that they were running, the matchups that they had out there. Okay?
Was there, but he battled through a cervical strain, still went for 19. He was asked afterwards how he was feeling. Take a listen.
Hitting the side of the fucking backboard.
I think that matter right now.
My bad, hitting the bottom of the backboard. Let's see that again. I'm gonna do my my skip. Can we see that again, please?
Luca was there, that? He battled through a cervical strain, still went for 19. He was asked afterwards how he was feeling. Take a listen.
Oh my God. Someone get Tim Tebow and LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Oh my God.
I don't think that matter right now. We lost by 20, and injuries are part of the basketball, but I was 100%, but I played terrible, so we just gotta move on to the next one.
So if that doesn't matter, why were you grabbing at it the whole time? But you see the effect that has on your teammate. You remember the body language that they had in the third quarter, in the second quarter at Game 4. And remember, when it was the Mavericks beating the Clippers, they were barely beating the Clippers. They still couldn't guard the Clippers. All right, so it was more of the system that they were running and the matchups that they had out there. Once the Clippers started getting going, you seen the body language that these guys had. They can't guard these guys, man. And that's going to be a problem. And once again, they're going to be a problem to anyone, especially with Serge Ibaka coming back. DeMarcus Cousins hasn't even seen the floor. And he won't see the floor of the series. He shouldn't see the floor of the series. But he hasn't. And look at the brand of basketball that they're playing.
All right, Nick, listen, it begs the question, is it possible you wrote off the Clippers a little too soon?
Yes, you wrote off the Clippers too soon. Remember, this was the team that I thought last year. This is the team that we all thought I wanted to have a new look. They have a new coach. I like Tyronn Lue. I like him. I really do. But Kawhi Leonard can't lead a team to a championship, even though he's already done that in 1 year on a brand new franchise. Paul George, we know what he's going to be. Marcus Morris, they were the best shooting three-point team in the league. And when it comes to they can't play under the lights. Let's see what he has to say now.
No, I didn't write him off too soon.
You didn't write them off too soon. You didn't. Remember, it was Mavs in 4, Mavs in 5. I don't see that they tanked to avoid the Clippers. They tanked to avoid the Lakers. This is not the team that we thought it was. Right.
I maybe was a little hyperbolic because I think early in Game 3 I was sending them to Seattle. I was moving the franchise out of Los Angeles to Seattle. Yeah. Maybe I should.
Yeah, you said that they were not a championship contender team. That's what you said. That's hyperbolic? No. That's what you said. You wrote them off too early. But you see exactly what they try to do. These guys in the media is funny, man. And that's why Kwame Brown, once again, shout out to Kwame Brown. This is why what he's doing is so pivotal. A lot of people are getting tired of the bullshit that they're talking about and the bullshit narratives that they're pushing, because rather than owning up to the bullshit that they say, they lie. And they add fluff on top of it. Let's continue to see the bullshit that comes out of this man's mouth.
The brakes on that for just a week or so. But no, listen, the Clippers played a great Game 4, and they took advantage.
No, they played a great Game 3 and a great Game 4. They blew their asses out. And the thing is, when the Mavericks were winning, the games were still close. All right? That's how you know that this isn't good for the Mavericks.
And Rick Carlisle's awesome, but they took advantage of a coaching decision that I would imagine will keep Rick Carlisle up at night for days and days in Game 3. Game 3, the Mavs had the Clippers down for the count. It was 28-11. They could do nothing with Luca. The Mavs were getting whatever they wanted. And Carlisle stuck to his regular substitution pattern, took Luca out of the game. Shortly thereafter, it's a 14-0 Clippers run, and it's a game again, and it gave the Clippers some life. But what we know about the Clippers is this. When they are playing free of pressure and expectation, they're exceptional. That's how they've been the last few regular seasons. That's